recording, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sorry.
We're recording, I promise.
We're so sorry.
We have done a whole episode once without recording. So we now get double checked by our handler. We literally should have bumper stickers on us that says like handle with care.
No, seriously. Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
the
NeuroNerds.
Yes, that was on time.
I feel pretty good about that.
NeuroNerds.
All right, so we're going to talk John Wick.
Oh my
initially,
God, yes.
Because we're both really excited. Also, Lauren is, I think, a secret assassin. Yeah?
Secret?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I shouldn't tell people that. You're not a secret.
Remember, guys, I am Bat Widow. Where does the widow word come from?
Yeah, she marries people, then murders them. Oh, I'm sorry. No.
I was trained in the Red Room, guys.
You get intimate with people and then murder them. Right? Isn't that what No, that's what praying mantises do. If you were Black Mantis.
No, if I was a mantis, I would mate with you and then rip your head off and eat you.
God.
I think then I plant my eggs in you. But
good Lord.
That could just be a spider.
All right. So how are you guys doing?
Long time no chat, right?
Yeah. So like John Wick, like we're both really excited about because it's done by the nerd lord himself, Keanu Reeves. Whoa, there is no spoon. Programs hacking programs. So what's awesome about him is that he's just awesome. So we're like, oh, we're going to talk John Wick. It's coming out. It's like really nerdy. It's this and that. But then we thought it'd be a really dope time, especially timing wise, because The Punisher is out. Talk a little bit of The Punisher because I'm really close to finisher The Punisher season 2, which is awesome and amazing. And The Punisher is my favorite character. And I just so happen to be wearing a Punisher t-shirt.
I really wish I had a John Wick t-shirt, but mine just
have a John Wick t-shirt? I'm sure they do.
So, but
I'm sure they do. You know where they would have it? Hot Topic.
I got to check, or at Box Lunch or something.
Oh, I love
because like I'm just wearing one that's like kind of awesome.
It's not kind of awesome.
It has T-Rexes on it.
It's all of the awesome.
Yeah.
I'm actually fascinated about it.
Just wait for photos, guys. We promise there's photos.
Yeah. It's weird because I'm just staring at Lauren's chest right now.
He's trying to read it.
No. So
He's trying.
I'm not being perv Joe. I actually really love your shirt.
Well, thank you.
So The Punisher, what's so amazing about The Punisher and why it's like I hold it so dear to my heart is because I secretly want to murder people. No, I don't. We don't want to do that.
No, it's not a secret.
He's my favorite character. He's my favorite Marvel superhero because he's a superhero.
He's an anti-villain or anti-hero.
He is. He has no special powers. He's just a soldier. And then like somebody like murdered his entire family. And then he was just like, oh, now I'm going to go around not gaining vengeance because vengeance, that's not a thing for him. He's like, it's punishment. So he goes around and he kills people. He does things that other superheroes don't do. He crosses that line.
I appreciate that in him because he's not a hero, quote unquote hero that's like, oh, I'm out there for justice or vengeance. You're like, I appreciate that he's like a self-aware guy. He's like, no, bro, I'm here to punish you. And I'm like, I appreciate that candidness.
He a lot like Batman, except he murders people.
I was like, he doesn't have a rule not to kill.
No, his only rule is to kill.
So I'm gonna level with y'all. I have only seen a couple episodes of the first season. My brother loves the Punisher series.
I love your brother.
Yeah, and actually my parents watch it with my brother.
I love your parents.
I don't watch it. I watched one of the movies.
Oh my God.
I know.
Please tell me which one.
I can't remember.
Thomas Jane? The dude from the fog? The mist, I mean?
Maybe. I don't know. The only scene I remember in my head is like a boathouse and a pier.
Thomas Jane.
That one. That's the one version I watched.
Can I tell you the problem?
What?
They try to make the Punisher PG-13.
Yeah, I mean, that's an obvious problem.
Can't do it.
So I don't know that much about the Punisher. I'm honest. I don't know. I love you guys. I'll be honest. I won't lie to you. I only lie to people I don't like. And so my nerdum, I'm not going to have a nerdgasm over this. Like, that's going to be Joe.
Yes.
But John Wick, come at me, y'all. I'm just going to talk competency kink today. Like, that's what turns me on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what we're going to go, y'all.
I am so uncomfortable with those words coming out of your face.
So Joe's going to lead the discussion on Punisher today. I will lead it on John Wick because I actually have a 1 degree of separation connection to the movie series.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Keanu Reeves once at a coffee bar. It's not a coffee bar, it's just like coffee spot, like in Silver Lake, because he kind of like frequents that area. Anyways, so
we'll
like
start-
Punisher,
yeah.
I'm like the biggest Punisher fan. He's never gotten his just due in movies because initially the first Punisher movie ever was Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, I've seen clips of that.
It's so bad. So you have this giant Swedish man who they like give him jet black hair, and he looks. He's like, I'm the Punisher. He sounded more like Rocky than he did when he was in Rocky as oh my gosh, whatever his name was. You remember his name? Shit.
We have brain injuries because I know this too.
We
I
do.
will
And he's
break
like,
you.
Yeah, I would break you.
Apollo.
No, Apollo Creed.
No, that's the other one.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah,
Boom!
there you go. Drago. How did we forget
shit.
that?
That literally just
Ivan
made my day.
Drago.
I've struggled a little bit this morning. So so that was the initial Punisher. It was terrible. And then they did the Thomas Jane one, which I was so excited about. And then they decided to make it PG-13. It's like making 50 Shades of Grey a G movie. Like you just can't do it. Also, you should never go see that movie.
No, it's awful. And don't read the book.
So then they did Punisher Warzone with Volstagg from the Warriors 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was okay at best. It was kind of like Michael like Joel Schumacher's Batman. It was very vibrant and colorful. It was a comic book
Did
come
it
to
come
life.
out in the 90s as well?
It came out like early 2000s.
Okay, so it was still on that. It
was on the cusp, and they were like, and it was like uber violent, which was really cool. It was done, I think, by the woman who did Wonder Woman. Not 100% sure. It might have been Patty Jenkins. So that was cool, but it was pretty terrible at the same time. Then I got John Bernthal, Shane from The Walking Dead, as the Punisher, and I was like, man, he can't be the Punisher. Punisher's like 6'5", and this is a little dude. I wasn't in until I saw him in Daredevil season 2, aka the Punisher season 1. It was so good. It was everything that I wanted. It was vicious. I don't know. I'm like I've got some anger issues.
You think?
He was just perfect as a Punisher. So I was really excited for season 2, and season 2 kind of hit me with something I wasn't expecting. It focused a lot, like season 1 focused a lot on PTSD, which is okay. Joe has PTSD, so I was like, oh, season 2, same thing, a lot of PTSD, but it also deals with like a lot of brain injury stuff. Like Jigsaw, the main villain, has a traumatic brain injury, and he's like struggling to figure out like to remember things, and I suffer from short-term memory issues. So I was like, oh, yeah, see, Volstagg as a Punisher. Lauren just pulled up a picture as Volstagg as the Punisher. He was awful.
I mean, he's better than Dolph Lundgren, I'm sure.
I would be better than Dolph Lundgren.
I would be as a male Punisher.
You would for sure be more intimidating than me. I know that for a fact.
I feel like we should do a gender bent Punisher now.
We should. I'll be Black Widow, and then you can be the Punisher.
I have a black like pleather catsuit you can borrow.
Oh my God. It's going to be so embarrassing when I look so much more amazing in it than you.
That's cool.
I've been doing yoga. My ass is looking great.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in pain.
You got to do squats.
By the way,
that's what builds your butt.
My whole body is sore.
Right. What did she change her name to? Fit Girl Gamer now?
Fit Girl Gamer Riri.
Yeah, there you go. So Fit Girl Gamer Riri. Hey, girl. I know you do squats. Get those gains, girl.
Rianne. Hey, girl.
I know, right? So Rianne, like, can you school Joe? Because he doesn't listen to me when I tell him about what he needs to do. Tell him what he needs to gains on his booty.
No, Rianne, please don't yell at me. But if you yell at me, that's cool. When Lauren yells at me, I cry inside. It's so scary. Like I tremble. I'm like a grown ass man. I'm physically afraid of you. So what's great about this season is it really deals with a lot of PTSD stuff. And a lot of the stuff, a lot of the flashbacks, a lot of like in the moment things that happen. I'm like, oh, and I get like crazy emotional because that's just who I am right now. 3 minutes before we started recording, I was in tears.
Oh yeah.
So I have trouble remembering things, and I had an issue back early on with my stroke with memory loss. So I remember my sister was mad at me because I hadn't talked to her in like a week or two. What's going? She like. Text, oh, you haven't responded back, and I don't know what's going on. Oh, she was like really mad. I'm like, what is going on? I text you like every other day, let you know like how things are going, just like the first month out of the hospital. And then it was the first time where I realized, oh my God, I have a brain injury. I looked at my phone. I hadn't talked to her in like 2 weeks, but in my head, as clear as I'm sitting here, sitting across from Lauren and talking to her in these microphones. That's how clear I was. I've been texting you every other day just to let you know like how things are going. And then I looked at my phone nothing.
Yep.
It was the first time where I was like, wow, there's something wrong with me.
That's the epitome. Like when you like respond, you're like, oh, I opened the text message or I opened the Facebook message and I responded. What are you talking about? And then you go back, you're like, oh shit, actually I didn't.
Shit. So
I responded in my head.
I've gotten better at like, sometimes I'll just forget to press send and like, no. And like, oh shit, there's the message. I just didn't press send. But sometimes I'm like, no, I communicated this and I said this and then I just don't, like things just disappear, which is really crazy. Because it makes you feel a little bit crazy where, so I'm doing this thing, I don't know, like when I'm writing a blog or I'm doing this thing in occupational therapy where she'll have me read something and then she'll ask me questions about what I just read.
Yeah, for
and
recall.
in my head, it's like, oh yeah, it's like vivid and it's right there. And then right when I'm trying to like give it right back, oh, so it just disappears. It's the craziest thing. It's like a magic trick. It's like a David Blaine or David Copperfield making something disappear in front of your face.
No, I was gonna say it's like the Joker. Ta-da!
It is. Oh my God. It's like a pencil disappearing
into your brain.
Into my brain. So that happened like before this episode. I was a little over emotional, but
it's just follow through. I mean, we all suffer, especially if you have anxiety, y'all. You know what it's like when you have that text message. You're like, I haven't responded yet.
And you've never had anxiety until after
until this. So it fucking sucks.
It does. I grew up with it.
Yeah. Like I have clients where I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I know it's been a week. I haven't responded. And it's like, just because it was like the anxiety of having to respond to an email or respond to a text. I've gotten good where at least like if I have something and I know I can't respond to it because I'm like, ooh, this is getting too much, I will send them a text and be like, hey, super busy, promise to respond as soon as I can.
That's awesome.
And that's all I do. And then I take a couple days to like ruminate and be like, okay, how am I going to articulate? And then once I write it, it's like no big deal. It's like 2 sentences like, okay, cool. See you soon.
In the moment though, if somebody is like, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Like you don't understand how big this thing, it's like turning a mountain into a molehill.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. But inside, it's like this giant task.
Especially when one of the emails was a student of mine sent me a fucking essay. Like it was just supposed to be an easy email. And she sent me an essay. Literally, it was a 6-paragraph essay.
Oh my God.
In small print.
So anxious right now.
And I read through it. I skimmed it. And I was just like, I can't. And I just responded 3 sentences like a week later.
So everybody who knows me, don't ever text me more than 3 lines worth of stuff. If I have it's not even a rule, it's just a thing. If the text message thread or the message is larger than an inch, I can't process it. It's just too much information.
When I text Joe, I intersperse it with GIFs. So it kind of like breaks it up.
Honestly, it's one of the most helpful things. It helps me retain things. It helps me break away from, because if it's just like this long,
a bulk.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, so you know Mimi.
Yeah.
Mimi now has her book on Audible.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Because I can't tell you how many times I've read the first handful of pages.
Yeah, about as many times as you read the first page of my book.
It's so hard because I just don't recall.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. It makes me angry. And then I turn on the Incredible Hulk. See, all superhero stuff.
Oh, sweetheart, you're nowhere near the Hulk status.
I'm more near Bruce Banner status. Not mentally.
You're like baby Hulk.
Physically.
You're like baby Hulk in a diaper going,
So what you're saying is I'm adorable because I wear diapers.
Oh my God. No. Guys, we're not into age play here, okay? Moving on. Let's go back to Punisher.
Yeah. So what's awesome about the series is just the Punisher is amazing. But the way that they deal with PTSD, the way that they deal with a traumatic brain injury, like he's in therapy, he's trying, like he lashes out and then like he reverts back into himself. Jigsaw as a character.
Yeah, we're talking about Jigsaw, not Punisher.
No, Punisher does not go to therapy.
They're like the opposite ends of the spectrum on how to deal with trauma, y'all.
Seriously. Yeah. Like,
so one has violent outbursts and desires punishment in order to repress and not deal with their issues, right? It's a great way, guys, to go through life in a very like protected but not real recovery.
Right. So you have a stroke, almost die.
Yes. And then you have Jigsaw, who is outwardly manifesting his trauma.
Yeah, he's actually going to therapy. Actually, he doesn't remember what kind of a dick he really was.
Right.
So, I mean, like he's trying to figure out why is the Punisher trying to kill me? He was my friend because they were like homies.
Yeah.
He's like, why does he hate me so much? It's like, dude, you like were involved with killing his family.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It
right?
does. But for the other side, like not remembering that, like it's weird because there's some things I don't remember. Not that like I was involved in murdering really close
friends, family,
but like what the worst thing in the world for me personally, who had a brain injury, is not questioning yourself. Like it's hard to trust your own brain. When you don't trust your own brain, What's going on?
Yeah.
So that's frustrating. So I suggest every single one of you guys go watch The Punisher right now, like this very second. Actually, watch the show.
No. Watch it after you listen to us.
Listen to the show and then watch it. And then reach out to us and say, Joe, that was amazing.
Well, and I think, going on that idea where he doesn't remember what he did, right?
So hard.
And that makes sense. A lot of people with brain injuries end up forgetting huge swaths of either their long-term memory, short-term memory. I have my aunt who, she had a stroke a few years ago, and she literally no short-term memory. But she likes that because, well, she's not dealing in a healthy way, but she's in her 70s. She can do whatever she wants. I can't. But she's been using it to her advantage. She's like, I can say whatever I want to people. There's no accountability for her.
You know what's really funny?
Yeah.
I bet you she doesn't have the short-term memory loss anymore.
She probably doesn't.
She's just using it.
But so that brings up the idea of accountability and responsibility. So on Jigsaw, if he can't remember what he did, is he responsible?
That's such an interesting way to look at it.
And is the Punisher justified in punishing someone who does not remember?
Right. Yes, he is.
Well, but think about it, right? You say yes because you're like, I love the Punisher, my man crush.
If it wasn't the Punisher, it'd be like, man, this is a really, really difficult thing to think about.
Right, because then it becomes not punishment for an action, but it becomes like it's violence against them. It's a crime against them. It becomes
an attack.
An assault, because if you don't remember, like, let's say, I think there was a Law and Order episode like this, guys, SVU, there was something like this. But if someone are they capable, what's the word? When they're fit to stand trial, are they?
Right. It's, oh shit.
We're both like, we're looking at each other. We're like, I have my hands to my temples.
Do you want to know what this is? This is the brain injured leading the brain injured.
Oh God. But it's like, are they culpable? That's not the right word, but it's like basically, are they fit to stand trial, right? So if you don't remember something you did, are you responsible for it?
Right.
And I mean, yes, to it, you did it. This goes back to Bucky the Winter Soldier.
Oh shit, that actually does. That's the perfect time.
Is he responsible for the actions that he did when he was brainwashed, which is another type of brain issue? But when he was brainwashed and working for Hydra for like killing Tony Stark's parents, if he doesn't, he says he remembers it, but he was not in the driver's seat, right? So is he responsible? Right? For that. Is it his fault? His body did it, but he was a weapon.
Right. His mind wasn't there.
Yeah. So he was basically a gun. They called him the Fist of Hydra. So if he's the Fist of Hydra, he's a weapon. Weapons don't feel, they don't do anything. It's like a gun. A gun actually doesn't kill anyone. It's whoever's wielding it has to pull it, right? Like the gun doesn't shoot unless you pull the trigger.
Unless you pull the triggers.
So Bucky didn't hurt people unless he was ordered to do it, compelled to do it.
So is Tony Stark justified for wanting to harm Bucky?
Exactly.
No, he wasn't.
No, thank you.
I only say that because I really, really like Bucky and I'm on Team Cap.
So you're Team Stucky too?
But, oh Jesus Lord. Here we go. We're trying to make fetch happen.
Stucky is endgame.
That would be great if that was like the after credit scene.
I pray to God that Bucky and Steve, your final cut scene is Bucky and Steve are in Wakanda in their little hut with their pet goats. Like, I'd be so happy.
That's so specific.
Russo brothers, make this happen.
Oh my God.
I think I killed Joe. I broke Joe. Anyway.
So I'm like, no, Iron Man does not have the right and he's wrong. And
so does the Punisher.
If it wasn't Iron Man, if it was a Punisher, I'm like, shoot that dude in the face.
Wow,
I just love the Punisher. I just love the Punisher. I really do, because I trust in him. I trust in his murdering, punishing self. As much as you could trust a murderous fictional character. Because overall, if you think about it, he's kind of a good guy. So he did once
guys
cut off a mob leader's arms and legs and left them to live. So I mean, right?
Sure, quadriplegic for life.
Yeah, that's justified. Okay. He took Billy Russo's good looks and cut him up, made him look like Jigsaw, so he had to stare himself in the face for the rest of his life, being like, yeah, I kind of messed up. See, it's punishment.
That's cruel.
It's punishment. It's not cruel.
No, I agree. It is punishment. It does not match it's a little excessive.
Well, if the other side is, well, I just murdered a bunch of people.
I mean, sure. But it's like, that's when it's like, would you rather just kill the guy? I mean, yes, that's suffering. There are, certain people that deserve that.
Yeah. So if he killed him, that would have been
too quick.
It would have been. See, so like the fact that like this is like the long game, it's punishment. Actually, it's not punishment, it's torture.
Yeah, it's torture. And so I support torture only in like certain circumstances.
And you know what you should do? You should flip it around and just murder him quickly, like John Wick. Stomach face.
I literally was about to say, how do we tie into John Wick?
Stomach face.
Well, not,
right?
Well, yes, but also his family was murdered. Or his wife
No.
and his dog.
I was about to say, I don't care about the other side. I don't care about the blood. I don't care about the marriage. I don't care about anything. They killed a puppy.
They killed a dog and it was a little pit bull.
How dare you? Pit bulls are so sweet. I love them. Yeah, every single one of those people deserve the shots to the gut, immediately followed up by a shot to the face.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love Keanu Reeves. He really is he's like a nerd icon.
Yeah.
Who really kind of plays the same character in every movie he's ever been in, including Dracula.
I guess. I mean, I love him. I mean, I loved him in Speed as well. Like, he was amazing.
Okay, I'm still bothered by the trigger line. You have a trigger pointed at your head.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do? It's not the trigger that I'm worried about. It's the bullet that's going to come out of the barrel. So why not? You have a barrel.
That's not Keanu's fault.
Yeah,
that's
true.
the writer's fault.
True. There is no spoon. So he was in this movie called Parenthood. That was, I think, the first movie I've ever seen Keanu Reeves in. And I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh, I like this dude. He's kind of like a dude. And I wanted to cut my hair I had hair and I wanted to do the Keanu hair. It didn't really work out as well as I wish it did. But then Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. What is
Point Break.
Point Break, yeah. Oh,
yep.
It was me shooting a gun in the air.
And then I always think of to the homage in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, I love Hot Fuzz. That's a perfect movie.
Yes.
It's part of the Cornetto trilogy.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, what else has Keanu done? He did that really shitty samurai movie.
Oh, Something Ronin.
Right,
yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, but he can kind of do no wrong. Even if he's in bad movies.
Yeah.
He's
also an excellent human being. He's actually suffered a lot in his life. And, he's still considered one of, people say they meet him and he's one of the nicest people.
So there's two Keanu Reeves. This sums up Keanu as a person. He was on a subway and somebody is sitting across from him and they're just filming him and they're like, oh, it's it's Keanu Reeves. He's just chilling. And then it's standing room only and a woman comes in and she's standing kind of right in front of him and he's reading something and then he looks up and he taps her and he gets up and he gives her his seat. I'm like, oh, what an awesome dude. And there was another thing he posted. I think it was on his Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
He doesn't have Instagram.
By the way, Lauren's also stalking Keanu.
I try.
Hey, Keanu, don't look out your window right now. So he's in, I think it was Times Square or something. He's in a big city and there's I don't know, maybe 100 people just walking and literally everyone is walking while staring at their phone. And he's standing there in the middle of it and he took a picture of himself, a selfie with all of these people. And he's like, I wish people would just put their phones down and connect. Yeah. None of them noticed that Neo was right there.
Or John Wick.
No, Neo. He'll always be Neo. I mean, John Wick is amazing. It's so good.
He's remember we talked about Pokemon, y'all? He's that that evolution of Neo.
He has.
Yeah, he's evolved because he took a break. He did the Ronin movie. He took a break, I think. Once you play something as iconic as it's like Elijah Wood being Frodo, and it doesn't matter whatever movie Elijah Wood's in, you're like, Frodo.
Yeah, it was oh my God, Frodo is so creepy in Sin City.
Yeah, my mom, she's always like, oh yeah, and Frodo's in that movie. I'm like, you mean Elijah Wood? She's like, yeah, Frodo. And I'm like, oh, poor guy.
That's why I love your mom.
Yeah. Or it's like Rami Malek. He played Freddie Mercury. Yeah. He's going to be Freddie. I mean, that was amazing.
Rami Malek is one of the creepiest people I've ever seen.
Why?
There's something about him that makes me. So he was in this war movie. It was an extended TV show thing.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it was.
I think he played a terrorist, right?
No. It was in the D-Day.
Okay.
Like that type of war. And he played the creepiest dude. It would just be ugh, I have to be on close quarters with you. No, he is. He's excellent. But it was just ugh.
So, but that thing is when you get an iconic role, it's hard to escape it. I think Keanu did a really good job of whatever hiatus he took or doing indie films or whatnot. I don't know what he was doing, but he went from Neo to Under the Radar to suddenly badass John Wick.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Dude, oh my God. So I am a martial artist. You guys know this. I am a gun enthusiast. I have a really good shot. I can shoot a bow and arrow. I can fight with a staff. I can fight with swords, whatever, and knives.
Oh, if you didn't know, half of the NeuroNerds is real life Laura Croft.
That was my ugly pterodactyl screaming. Yes! Oh my God.
How do you have a pterodactyl scream and a T-Rex t-shirt?
Because I'm a badass and I can have both, bitch.
Oh, see? Do you see the threats that I have to deal with?
But so it's like
Joe's quaking in his boots.
I watch movies, right? And I will watch the fight scenes. And oftentimes I'm really disappointed. I'm like, that's not realistic. Like, or the shootings, or it's like, excuse me, you don't have a 40 mag gun. Like you can't shoot 40 shots.
So
like, what
Lauren is telling you is that she watches The Wizard of Oz and says, you know what? That's bullshit. Monkeys don't fly.
No, I love monkeys that fly. Okay. But what I'm saying is like when I'm watching fight scenes, I'm like, well, that's not how that, or like, oh, the worst is like kicking. Like I was watching Civil War the other day and it was that horrible scene with Sharon Carter. Ugh. But she was fighting Bucky and Natasha and Sharon Carter were fighting Bucky in Vienna, I think it was, in Civil War. And she throws like the most horrible roundhouse kick or spin kick. I don't know what it is. And she's
like, I'm on Pretty Little Liars.
Well, no, like I'm watching the kick and I'm like, your butt is out. Your hips aren't tucked. Your toes aren't pointed. You're going to fucking break shit. And you're on your heel. You're not going to spin and hit jack shit.
Lauren understands that hips don't lie.
As like someone who knows how to use her hips, like, come on. But what I'm saying is like, so I watch all these movies and oftentimes I'm disappointed by the fight scenes because it does pull me out because you do have a suspension of disbelief.
You have to.
Especially in movies that are trying to portray themselves as realistic.
Right.
It pulls me right out of the movie.
So a guy with a metal arm that's been alive for decades, brainwashed, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. And then
it's horrible fight choreography.
There's and then a genius billionaire philanthropist can like touch his watch and then it turns into something that shoots.
Oh no, I'm all in.
That's fine.
I'm all in.
But the fact that she was kicking and her hips and her butt was out.
Yes.
That pulls you out.
Yes.
Okay.
That I mean, but any movie like Laura Croft, like I'll watch some of it, suspension of disbelief on some, but others I'm like, that's not real. Or even in cop movies or whatever movies, but that'll pull me right out of and for a moment where I'm just watching, I'm like, this is disappointing. And then I'll get back in. But like John Wick, this is again,
it's so good.
I was joking about, I said competence in geek. No. That is real. Like that, I'm just like, oh, that makes you so fucking hot when you are so good. Because he dedicated the time. He learned how to shoot. He learned how to fight. So this is where my 1 degree of separation is. So for the first John Wick, one of my real estate clients worked in the stunt industry and they were trying to open a stunt school that would feed directly into like Hollywood down in Orange County here in California. So he was part of the team that was developing the fight technique and style for Keanu for John Wick.
That's awesome.
Right? The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that was my first degree. So I was like, oh my God, right? That's awesome. And they were like saying he's really cool. They said he kind of sucked at jiu-jitsu when they were trying to teach it to him. But a lot of people do. But then the second one is my little brother is training. So this might be 2 degrees. He's training the stunt coordinator for Halle Berry for John Wick 3.
Oh, Halle Berry's going to be in John Wick 3?
Yeah. So
Halle Berry.
So he was teaching, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu professor. So he's like a master equivalent. And so he was brought in to teach her some Jiu-Jitsu and how to kick.
Oh, cool.
But a lot of them do Muay Thai and it's a different style of kick. And it's not as, I guess you would say like dynamic or flashy as something like
it's effective.
No, even then. Oh, I fought guys that did Muay Thai and I scared the shit out of them because my legs come out from different directions than they're used to. So my brother is the professor's student and he knows my brother's a Taekwondo master. And he's like, hey, can you teach me some cool kicks and how to teach it to Halle Berry? And my brother's like, sure.
He's like, sure, if I get to teach her.
Well, that my brother's trying to parlay it.
He better.
What happens is, so they were training her for John Wick and they finished already. But she has a new movie coming out where she's fighting in it as well. So my brother's been working back with that guy and training him more on traditional kicks and how to really teach him and look good on stage.
That's awesome.
On camera. So my brother's hoping like he can just be like, do you want me just to go teach her?
That would be awesome.
So guys, I'm like, I'm getting there.
Let's put this positive energy out there.
Please.
That a Manzano is going to be hanging out with Halle Berry, even though she was the worst storm you could possibly think of.
Yeah, but she was good in James Bond.
She was good in James Bond. She was better in Swordfish because she was topless.
So put it out there, guys, because I'm going to try to pitch it to my brother that if he gets to go work with Halle Berry, that he'll teach her and they'll be like, hey, now bring me in as a girl to teach him how to teach her.
And it would be so much easier for me to kidnap Halle Berry. Oh, no, not kidnap.
No, guys.
Meet. Yeah, meet. That's not what I meant.
I'm never going to get to meet Halle Berry now.
No, that's awesome. I'm so excited.
So that's like my connection to John Wick. But what I really appreciate so think about it from The Punisher, right? So the same thing, family, dog was just murdered, right? Straight up murdered. So again, his justification, very similar. He's going out and seeking vengeance. But I think the difference is for as much as there's no like outright stated code, right? John Wick does, because he was an assassin,
right? Gave
up the life, and it came back, and he still has to operate within the rules of the assassin coven or whatever until the end of the second movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what the third movie's about, is when he's going to be tracked down.
I like how Punisher's like, yeah, I don't have a code. I just murder.
See,
he told Daredevil, who does have a code, and he's like, like you and your code. He's like, you hit them, they got back up. I hit them, they stay down.
Well, see, and I think the difference is for me, a code of conduct or a code or an ethics reflects some honor.
That's
right?
true.
I feel like the Punisher justifies his own, but I don't know if there's a sense of honor in a greater sense. There's a code of honor for himself.
Oh, it's spoilery at the end of season 1.
Alert.
Like Karen Page, she was like, she really liked him, and she's like, no, you like, he had like the bad dude in the house, and she's like, no, just come with me and like start over and things are good. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go murder this dude. And then he just went in and killed the dude, and she was just like, but like, that's his code. His code is, you deserve this, you're going to be punished. I have to punish you.
Right.
Like, he just has this insistence on punishment, no matter what. And like, he'll go above and beyond. What I love about him too, there's no superpower. He's just a dude.
John Wick doesn't have superpowers either.
He doesn't. He has the power of being really bow-legged. Have you seen him walk? It's really weird.
God.
Rewatch the Matrix, the opening scene when he's going like cubicle to cubicle. It's so strange.
Oh, yeah. The knees turn out,
The knees turn really out. It's very strange. He's a little pigeon-toed too. But I love Keanu.
I was born pigeon-toed, bro.
It doesn't show.
It
Can I
does.
tell you why?
What?
You reworked everything in her body by rocking like 12-inch stiletto heels.
That is true.
So Lauren did the most physically magnificent thing I've ever seen. She's like kneeling down, and then she like popped up from her knees onto her feet in 8-inch stiletto heels.
Follow me on Instagram.
Which is crazy. What's even crazier is she almost sprained her ankle in flats.
Yeah, Joe sending. He sees this. He's like, "Oh, that's amazing! Like, but be careful."
I'm like, Lauren, please be careful.
Don't hurt yourself. And I was like, no, seriously. That was after like 3 hours of training, and I did that, and I was tired, right? But I landed it. So I tell him, I'm like, no, don't worry. I almost already broke my ankle in flats, walking to the studio on the sidewalk.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
That's so insane. That's like the Punisher, like dealing with all the stuff that he's dealt with, the gunshots, the stabbings, the explosions, the car crashes, and then like he dies falling down a flight of steps.
Or like tripping on a landmine, like just random, right?
Just something so stupid.
Yeah. Something very pedestrian, like he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, and he's
walking in the sidewalk.
He didn't look both ways.
Yeah, he didn't. Oh my God.
Who knew that the entire Punisher arc was just a PSA for looking both ways when you cross the street?
And then Captain America shows up and he's like, so you got hit by a car.
He's like, Bucky, come over here. Give me a kiss on the cheek. See, you got me doing it now.
Yay! He's like, honey, let me ride you.
Oh, no, my God. God, on that
hashtag Stucky forever.
On that magnificent.
And next time we'll talk about
to make fetch.
Guys, before we finish, I'm like, seriously, I have to stop him. Guys, how many of us are gonna die in April and May?
Oh my gosh.
Because everything's coming out in April and May.
Oh my gosh.
What do we have? So this is gonna be like for next episode, we have
oh my gosh.
Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
We do. And Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's before that though.
Oh, it is.
We have Game of Thrones.
Oh.
We have Star Wars, right? It's in April.
Oh my God. You know, we're going to be doing a retrospective over.
It's going to have to be in future because I will be in Spain.
Oh no, we're going to be doing, you know what we're going to do? It's going to be like a Quantum Realm episode when I had like the Stroke of Genius dudes. I had like one here and one in New York. We're going to be in two different like parts of the world, 2 different points in time.
Guys, I will be 9 hours ahead of him.
It's going to be awesome.
And I promise to FaceTime him when I'm drunk again.
Yes.
Maybe we'll record it somehow, find a way to record it. And
we could absolutely do that.
It'll be a Patreon extra. No one sees me drunk.
I got to tell you, it's the most lovely. You're lovely normally, but it's the most lovely, sweet, adorable Lauren will ever be. It's so cute.
I giggle. Guys, I like my cheeks go up into my eyeballs.
You're like an anime character.
Just everything sparkles, and I have my eyes get 3 times bigger. It is,
your pupils do for sure.
It's guys. I have a screenshot that we took. It was hilarious. My face was like, I wasn't all red, but like I was blushing.
You were blushing. You were seriously just adorbs.
Oh, and I'll be celebrating my 30th birthday in Spain.
Celebrating the 9th anniversary of your 21st birthday?
No, I'm okay with saying it's 30.
That's awesome.
Because I don't look 30.
You absolutely don't.
Someone asked me the other day, they're like, so what are you studying in your second year of college? I'm like, oh, bless your heart, you think I'm 20.
You're like, what do you want?
I was like, sweetheart, no.
What? No, you can pass.
Yeah, I can.
And even if you couldn't, you can threaten people into believing that you're younger.
Fuck off. Tell people I'm 16.
You're going to be like 85 years old. You're going to grab a cashier and be like, card me.
And on that note.
So, hey, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's coming up, y'all.
I'm so excited.
Are you touching your nipples?
No. Even if I was, they're really small. That's why I've never gotten them pierced, because I've been turned down twice. Yeah, weird information, but you guys now know that. Also, I want to say, so we are heard in 39 different countries.
Whoop, whoop.
It's official. We're now heard in 40.
Oh, yay!
Boom!
Perfect.
NeuroNerds worldwide. So we're going to be doing like a special kind of retrospective episode coming up soon, which I'm really excited about. And if you guys are enjoying what you're hearing, it would be super dope, super awesome if you guys would leave a rating and a review on iTunes.
Yes, please.
Really helps us grow. Mm-hmm. And we love you guys, and we want to like reach out to more of you guys.
Yeah, and we want to know what you like about us.
Absolutely.
Like, let's just get on that level of vanity. Like, tell us what you like. Let's be real. Today we're not lying. Okay, we're gonna be real.
Let's aside of that, we always lie. No, like. So, let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you dislike. Let us know how
we've affected your lives, if we have, in the positive. Yeah, hopefully positive.
I like to think it's positive. If it's negative, let us know too. You know, let us know how you feel for me, that I fear for my safety every Saturday.
Yeah, someone in the early episodes was like, oh my God, Lauren's so mean. And then Rhiannon comes back and she's like, oh, no, Lauren, good job. You got to handle that.
That's what I love about Rhiannon. She was like, oh no, I love Lauren. She doesn't take any of your shit. That's why I love Rhi. So
girl.
Ratings and reviews really help us grow. We super appreciate it. And if you really like the program as well, if you want to help support us, you can be a patron on Patreon. Everything counts. Every dollar helps. And we have, we have the initiative, the NeuroNerds Give Back. And we do that every single month, where we give back to a charity or an individual. Because
just helping our community.
That's what we do. We have the greatest, the strongest, the most beautiful community, and we're building community every NeuroNerd. Wait, one NeuroNerd at a time. See, that was going to be much more smooth.
Yeah, I know. You tried. But that was more real. That was more real.
It was.
Right?
Hey,
that's Joe.
Hey, if you guys didn't know, I had a brain injury.
Yeah, he only says that.
I haven't mentioned it every time.
Yeah, so. You haven't mentioned it in about 10 minutes, so we are about ready for that.
So, as always, the NeuroNerds, we're here to help. Follow me at Joso Rocks everywhere. Follow Lauren
me
at Lauren L. Manzano
and watch
everywhere.
me do crazy shit in very high heels.
Yes, seriously, worth a watch. Follow us at the NeuroNerds. Oh, so there's this awesome thing that I'm just going to throw in too. Okay. It's called unmasking awareness.
Oh yeah. We'll put a link up on this.
Yeah. So it's great. It's anybody who has a traumatic brain injury or a brain injury period. You make these little masks and you write, like, you draw the mask. You kind of like make them like how it works for you.
Yeah. You manifest like how your trauma, and then
like you create it in your like vision on your mask, which is amazing. And I haven't done one yet. Lauren hasn't done one yet. I think we're gonna do one, and it's gonna be like a special Patreon video, so people can see like our versions. Like, you guys will see like the aftermath, but like we'll do it live.
There might be tears, there might be yelling, there might be Lauren chasing Joe around with markers. Like, we don't know.
So there'll definitely be tears there, and they'll probably end up with me in the fetal position on the floor.
Oh God! And I'll just be standing over him and going, no. I'm gonna do the Mandark scream.
Either way, I don't know why that's even creepier than anything else. So, as always, NeuroNerds, we are here to help. And on that note, these NeuroNerds are out.